Hey, Planeswalkers, Mythras here. Hope you're doing well and staying safe. Happy New Year, happy January, happy 2021. We got a lot of things coming your way this year, a lot of stuff to close out Zendikar's Rising, so stay tuned. And I appreciate your view today and that support. We got a lot going on today with our top deck. This one used to be top 10 a couple seasons ago. Wanted to bring it back and play it for you today. It is a 4-color Incarnation deck. Could be called a Witch deck given the color schema. It's also got Yorion in there. Very, very cool, complex, some interesting play styles that we're going to make happen today for you. So with that, we're going to cover the main board, we'll cover the sideboard, we'll pull those both together, and we'll put together a how-to guide for you for best of 3, and then we'll go play some competitive Magic in both best of 1 and best of 3. The season just reset, so this is now the January season, obviously, January 1st, and additionally, I did make the Mythic qualifier. I believe I finished at 1151 rank with less than a minute, so if you are of those 50 that beat me, congratulations. And congrats to everyone that made the top 1200 and everyone else for their hard work and push this month. So with that said, Planeswalkers, before we go check out the 4-color Incarnation deck today and talk about it and have a little bit of a history lesson on it, I just want to say thank you. I truly appreciate your support. I'm looking to try and make 10,000 subs this year, so please feel free to subscribe to the channel down over there. It's a great way to support. Additionally, flip on your notification and like the video if you enjoy it, find something new, or looking forward to playing the deck. So let's go ahead and hop into it here. Here is the 4-color Incarnation deck that I speak of. This deck was first kind of pulled together by a player by the name of Juniperus Communis. I did read their blog. I did pilot this one a little bit myself back when it came out, I think mid-October-ish, and then it got refined post-ban. I'm playing kind of that post-ban Omnath version here. This particular, at least the main board, was by a player by the name of Michael Landry, so congrats, Michael, on kind of this being adopted into the core best of 1. Now, I did go ahead and mix it up a little bit in the sideboard for the way that I wanted to play it. We'll talk about that here today as well. But this is what we got going on. Like I said, color schema, 4 colors. It's running everything but red, also known as Witch, and then it's an Incarnation deck because of this card right here. So this is Enigmatic Incarnation. It's an enchantment. At the beginning of our end step, we may sacrifice another enchantment. If we do, search our library for a creature card with convert mana cost equal to 1 plus the sacrificed enchantment's convert mana cost. Put that card onto the battlefield, then we may shuffle our library. So pretty interesting. Takes a little bit of practice, but generally you're going to have answers for things. It looks and feels obviously almost like a Doom deck, obviously very enchantment heavy. There's probably a place for Doom in this, to be honest. I haven't played around with it enough yet, but you could obviously. But before we go do our flyover here, as always, players and Planeswalkers and everyone else, the deck list is available for you down below, so you have access to it right away. The deck links are there as well, so you can hop in and start playing. And if you do have questions or comments throughout the video, please let me know. Always happy to help. Additionally, I have a Discord server down there, so you guys can hop in and hang out with us as well. And then lastly, other great ways to support the channel down there. And I do have my Untapped profile, so you guys can track my journey. And additionally, I have the companion app available for you, so you can track your own statistics and share your story, and I love seeing those, you guys. So let's go ahead and take a look at this deck and hop into it here today, because we do have a lot to cover, and I want to get into some of those matches for us here today. Now, we are running a good old 34 lands. We got 23 enchantments and a healthy 12 creatures. So again, we're really focused on leveraging Enigmatic Incarnation to kind of sift around and find things in our deck. But, you know, this could also be 4-color Yorion Incarnation, Witch Yorion Incarnation, but it's all about this guy here too. So this is Yorion Sky Nomad, our legendary creature. It's a companion bird serpent. I love that. Our starting deck must contain at least 20 cards more than the minimum deck size. Because we're playing standard, it's got to be 80. Now, that is the constraint. What we get with that is essentially a blink. So when Yorion enters the battlefield, we get to exile any number of other non-land permanents we own and control, and then return those cards to the battlefield at the beginning of the next end step. So very, very powerful there. Then we start off in the 1-drop slot here with Blood Chief's Thirst. This is a very powerful card. It's a sorcery spell. We destroy target creature or planeswalker with convert mana cost 2 or less. We can then kick it for additional 3. If it was kicked, we can destroy any planeswalker or creature instead. We got good old Glass Casket here. It's an artifact. When it enters the battlefield, we can exile target creature and opponent controls with convert mana cost 3 or less until it leaves the battlefield. Now remember, this is an artifact, so Enigmatic Incarnation is not going to hit it, but if you did hit it, you'd be giving your opponent something back anyway. So it's a nice choice you got to make up. So keep that in mind, because we will talk about that a little bit more later. The Birth of Militus here. This is a saga. Here we can search our library for a plains card, reveal it, put it into our hand, then shuffle our library. Then at 2, we get a 0/4 wall creature. That's an artifact token with Defender. And then at 3, we get another 2 life. We have Omen of the Sea in the 2-drop as well. It's a flash enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, we then scry 2 and also draw a card. And then at 3 there, we can sacrifice Omen of the Sea and then scry 2 as well. And we got good old Heartless Act, an instant spell kill card. We can just choose 1, destroy target creature with no counters on it, or remove up to 3 counters from a target creature. Then we got Skyclave Apparition. So this is really the first creature that we have at the 3-drop slot. So if you do plan on sacking these 2, this is what you're going to go grab. So Skyclave Apparition here is one of my favorite cards from Zendikar's Rising. Additionally, one of the most powerful out of that Plains color schema. When it enters, we can exile non-token permanent we don't control with convert mana cost 4 or less. And then when it leaves, our opponents will create an XX blue illusion token creature that is equal to the convert mana cost of that exile card. Now it's gone though, so that's a huge plus for us. Then we have Elspeth's Nightmare, another saga. It enters, we destroy target creature and opponent controls with power 2 or less. Turn 2, we get to see our opponent's hand. They discard a non-creature, non-land card from it. And then last but not least, we got some graveyard clearage. We exile target opponent's graveyard. Now, we do have one of my favorite cards here that's became a powerhouse, Mythos of Nethroi. I love this in the Abzan mid-range deck. You guys should go check it out. But it's an instant spell kill card. Destroy target non-land permanent. If it's a creature, if you pay another 2 there, another green and a white to create that Abzan color schema, you can hit anything. So we're getting rid of enchantments, we're getting rid of planeswalkers, we're getting rid of creatures. Very powerful. So something to keep in mind there. Obviously, you can hit artifacts too. Then we got Treacherous Blessing. This 3-drop is going to come in. We're going to refill our hand for 3. And then whenever we cast the spell, though, we're going to lose 1 life. But when this becomes the target of a spell or ability, it gets sacrificed. So plays well with the Enigmatic Incarnation. That's also why I say there's probably a Doom version out there for this too. We got Agadeem's Awakening. Mortal land here, pain land. It can enter, we pay 3, and we have a swamp, or it comes in tapped, or it's a nice sorcery card late game that we can pull creatures back from our graveyard at different mana costs with whatever we pay for X and less. Then we got Archon of Sun's Grace. This 4-drop flyer with lifelink allows Pegasus creatures we control to have lifelink as well. And then additionally for Constellation, whenever an enchantment enters, we create a 2/2 white Pegasus creature with flying. That's a token. We got Atris, Oracle of the Half-Truth. So this guy is very powerful. It's a legendary creature, human advisor. It's got Menace. And then when it enters the battlefield, target opponent's going to look at the top 3 cards of our library, separate those into 2 piles. We're going to pick one and put one of those piles into our hand and the other into our graveyard, and that's going to be separated into a face up and face down one. We got good old Chronos Unchained, another legendary. This is going to give us some graveyard protection if we're getting milled. Now, when this does enter the battlefield, it gets 6+1/+1 counters. It escapes with 12. If damage would be dealt to Chronos, well, it has +1/+1 on it. We get to prevent that damage. So let's say we're getting hit with Myra Triton for 2. It's not going to die. Myra Triton's going to die. The death touch is not going to take an effect on this guy. So that's a pro tip to keep in mind. For 3, we can have it fight another target creature, and then additionally we can escape it for 6 and exile 6 other cards from our library to make that 12/12. We talked about Enigmatic Incarnation. This is the real engine of the deck, and that is the objective of this deck as well that I probably forgot to highlight. But you kind of really want to keep scaling and play some of your bigger payoff cards there to close out the match, and that's what you're going to do to essentially win the game. It's really, I don't even want to say mid-range, but really mid-rangey late-game deck to keep in mind. Then we got Solemn Simulacrum. This is a very powerful artifact creature golem. When it enters, we can thin by grabbing a basic land, putting it on the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle our library. When it dies, we get to draw a card, and we get that 2/2 body. Then we have Kenrith the Returned King. So here's one of those payoff cards. All creatures will gain trample and haste. You guys can read all that. I'm not going to kill it today because, hey, it's New Year's, and I think you guys can see and read and maybe know what Kenrith is. But if you are new, it's got 5 different abilities, each one tied to a different color, different payoff there. Haste, +1/+1 counter, 5 life, draw, and put target creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under its owner's control. We got good old Elspeth Conquers Death here. So here's our 5-drop enchantment. It's a saga. Exile target opponent, a target permanent an opponent controls with convert mana cost 3 or greater. Non-creature spells our opponent's cost 2 more to cast until our next turn, and then return target creature planeswalker card from our graveyard to the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on it, or a loyalty counter. We got good old Yorion. We got 2 of those main board as well. So really what you're going to do with this is you're going to go pull Trawler if you need to. That's going to be your pip up. So things to think about. Trawler is going to be a great closer for you. So that's what we'll move into next. This is a 6-dropper, flying lifelink, hard to remove off the board, minus an exile wipe or a Shatter Sky. Flying lifelink, whenever we draw a card, Trawler is going to get +1/+0 till end of turn. Whenever it attacks, we get to draw a card. We can discard a card. It gains hexproof till end of turn, but we also have to tap it. Then last but not least, we got a Miria's Call and a Miria's Shattered Skyclave. Another nice modal land. We can pay 3 life, have it come in untapped, or have it come in tapped planes. And a nice good closer here as well, where we can create 2 4/4 White Angel tokens. With flying, non-angel creatures we control gain indestructible until next turn. So very, very powerful, something to keep in mind. That is the main board, my friends. We got a lot of lands here, does a lot of things. Very nice in terms of modal lands, triomes, those kinds of things. So keep that in mind. Something you could think about throwing in there. You could think about throwing in a couple crawling. It's gonna hurt kind of the 4-color thing, but it might help you, and the payoff might be worth it. If you need, Crawling Barrens works out really, really great. One of my favorite cards as well from Zendikar's Rising. So that is the main board. Again, Planeswalkers, if you got questions, comments, let me know. We're going to go check out the sideboard. I really moved around on this one. So here we have negates. We have instant, counter target non-creature spell. So one of the things this deck's really open to, it's open to counter magic. So you want to be able to protect your hand. So throwing in a couple negates is going to help you do that. One of the major reasons why I put it in there is going to help you against more control-y type decks, late game type decks, like Azor's Control, as well as things like any Ugin deck, the ramp decks, ultimatum decks, those kinds of things. And then we have it helps you against rogues too if you need, and other slips. And I'm saying against some of the stuff that can take your things off the board. Banishing Light here. So this is the call back to Glass Casket. Plays with Enigmatic, but you want to make sure you're making the right trade. So this, you're going to go pop something like an Ugin or something that's really going to change the match that you can't hit. This could be also hitting other enchantments like late game decks, Esper, Yorion Doom decks, any Doom deck, Mardu Doom, Orzhov Doom, those kinds of things. So very, very crucial, in my opinion, to have in your sideboard. Then we have Archon of Sun's Grace. So we already have 2 main boarded. I like moving these ones in because it is a very enchantment heavy deck. This just helps us at the top end give a couple other options to kind of close out a match. Additionally, to go find stuff. Going over the top works really well against things like Gruul Aggro. It works well against other aggro type decks that we may run into, like Naya Winata. It could also be like a Mono Red Aggro, those kinds of things. Then we got Shatter the Sky. This here is again to help you against the aggro decks and some of the mid-range decks and really gain that board control. Once we get Enigmatic down and some of the other pieces here, we get a really nice engine going. So it's pretty helpful from that perspective, but this will help delay the match and get you there as well. So that's a big thing to think about. Again, aggro decks, rogue decks, Gruul Aggro, Mono Red, green food decks, those kinds of things. Then I threw in an extra Dream Trawler here. I like having 2 at the top end just in case they're able to remove one. I like having a backup option. Obviously we can get it back with Elspeth Conquers Death, but it's not necessarily a terrible idea to have an additional one. And this is going to play well again against some of those late game decks. Then we also got Craig Plate Baloth. So again, as I mentioned, this deck's open to some counter magic. This is going to help you close. So here, Hexproof and Haste, we can kick it for 3. This spell can't be countered. If it was kicked, it enters the battlefield with 4+1/+1 counters on it. So if you do land an Enigmatic, you're going to be able to get around some of the counter magic. But this guy is going to be something you can get in your hand and still have an option to close out a match. So coming in with a 10-10 against the late game, even though we do have 80 cards, this can make or break it. So something to keep in mind and something that can really, really work well. Additionally, if you do get it milled out of your hand, you can obviously bring it back with Elspeth and things like that if you can get it on the board. So Planeswalkers, that is the sideboard. I'm going to talk about how we pull these together now for how to guide for aggro, mid-range, and late game. So when we talk about the aggro matchup, again, we have a few things here. Not a lot if you look at the deck in its totality. So what I would move in, obviously, the Shatter of the Skies. I also like bringing the Archon of Sun's Grace in to pull down kind of that mana curve that we have. You're probably not going to run Negate. You can run Banishing Light. I don't necessarily not recommend it. This is going to help you against things like Great Henge and Gruul Aggro. So if you do have to make some trades, you have some other options also in terms of Mythos of Nethroi to kind of kill things off. But let's say, at least 4, let's go 6, and you can kind of figure out some of those other things. What I would move off personally is, I'd probably take out 2 Yorions. That's just my take. We're gonna be able to bounce a few things, which isn't a bad deal. It works nice with Enigmatic, so maybe keep 1 in there. But what I would look to actually close out is you could always drop some of the hand smoothing here with Omen of the Sea. That's an easy 4. This is going to be a kill spell. You could go a little lighter on Treacherous Blessing if you wanted to as well, and really look to be trading at a 1-for-1 pace. If you do trade some of those out, just keep in mind, again, the Archon of Sun's Grace, the trigger is not going to happen quite as much, but you could look to move out things like of Oracle of Half-Truce that may not do as much for you. Pull a Chronos still might. Solum Simulacrum might not. Kenrith is a nice closer. You can move that out though, and then go with the Trawler. So you can really focus heavy on that early game, have a couple at that top end so you can just kind of hang in there, get that life gain, and then you can start really getting your engine going and pulling things here. So that's kind of how I'd play that one. We talk about mid-range. If they're more spell heavy, you're going to want to run the negates. Arcane of the Sun's Grace isn't a bad one to help you in the mid-range. You're probably not going to need Shatter. You could run Trawler or Craigplate. So this is going to be 4 to 6, 7 there again. You could probably take out Blood Chiefs if they're running an Ugin or something like that. You're going to want to keep that. Glass Casket could be something you could remove. You could go a little lighter on the Heartless Axe. You could consider if they don't play the graveyard, you could drop Elspeth's Nightmare. It is nice to see their hand. Again, Treacherous Blessing is something you could consider to kind of slow the pace down. And then also from the creature side, you could consider Atris, pull a Chronos if they're not milling you, and if they're not really creature heavy. It's a good option to remove their creatures though if you need to, so you can keep that one, and slow them some Acrom again. So that gives you good options there. And then last but not least, we'll talk about the late game here. So these are going to be the Yorion decks. These are their Doom decks. These are more control heavy decks. Those like Azorus, those kinds of things. So most likely you're going to run Negate. You might run a Banishing Light. Depending on what they're playing there, you could move up the curve and go Arcane of Sun's Grace, depending on what they're playing. Probably not going to play Shatter. Dream Trawler is a good option, so is Craigplate. Banishing Light you're going to play against Doom decks, though, for sure, not necessarily the control ones. So if we look at this, let's say again 4 to 6 cards that we want to move out. You're probably going to drop Glass Casket. You may keep Blood Chief's Thirst. You're probably going to drop Heartless Act. You could go lighter on Elspeth's Nightmare. Again, that's a good 7 right there. Pretty easy to move things around, and then some of those other creatures that I talked about before. So that's kind of how I look at it. Is really kind of, you know, either moving up the curve, kind of gutting your middle, and then kind of holding true, and then bringing it back to a tighter middle, depending on what you're playing there, whether it's the aggro, the mid-range, or the late game. So Planeswalkers, that is what we got going on today. Let's go play some competitive Magic. Really looking forward to playing this deck today. We'll see how it goes. It does run like a 53, 52, 53%, at least last I looked, particularly in best of 1. We'll see how it holds up in the best of 3 realm today as well. If I can get this guy going for you today, I will call it a success. So with that, let's hop into it here and go play some competitive Magic. Now, that was my lovely mono red deck that I used to hit my top 1200. So you guys stay tuned because it does got some sweet stuff in it. I may share it. We'll see. We'll get there. I'm just kidding. I'm a nice guy. I will share it at some point, not today. So lots of decks I've done. You guys can check those out. I've done the tier list. You guys absolutely go check those out. But today we're playing 4 Color Incarnation. So let's hop into our standard rank queue here. Now, as always, Planeswalkers, a huge thank you. I really appreciate your support. Again, trying to make that 10,000 subs this year. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel down over there. Additionally, like the video if you like it. You can like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Twitch to stay up to date on content like this. Additionally, if you got questions or comments, let me know down below. Other great ways to support the channel down below, like becoming a patron or YouTube member. And then last but not least, please feel free to ask questions. And I do have the Discord there so you guys can come hang out with us. So I'm actually going to keep this. We got some nice thinning here. We have Fabled Passage and we have Enigmatic Incarnation off the bat, which is what I was hoping for. So let's make this work. We do have a key here. We don't have anything going on, so not a lot of tell. So we'll keep this. We will drop the Triumph first. Nice that we're first here because that's going to make a big difference for us too in terms of getting Enigmatic down. Looks like we're going to hit either a food deck or we're going to hit, and this is going to hurt, but I'm going to do it. We're going to hit a food deck or a Gruul deck. So this will get us to 3. This will also get us to drop a kill spell if we need. If we need to use it here. Now, again, a lot of people don't know a ton about this deck, so you're probably going to catch them on surprise. Now, we could sack Enigmatic Incarnation if we wanted to, and pull something else. Now, I am going to hit it now. So there's another land. And now we'll be able to hit a ton of stuff with that as well. So what I need to pull here, so we have a black. We can pull a blue, but if we pull a blue, that's going to hurt us to some extent. So I'm actually going to pull a black. Well, no, I can't do that. I have to pull a blue or green. Sorry. So I'll pull the green. Yeah, we'll pull the green. Well, yeah, sorry, I missed that too. No self-sack. So at 5, we can do Elspeth. That will give us Trawler. So we will, whatever they play here, we will exile it next turn, and we will grab Trawler for sure. So here's how this works. I could thin if I wanted. I think I will thin. Let's go grab a black. So questing's gone. Now we'll trigger this. Now we can go grab Trawler. And boom, there you go. So that is how this works with Enigmatic. So there we go. Game over. There's no coming back with the Gruul on that one. So very, very nice. Great way to start out. Winning our best of 1 match. Ranking up here right away. So very powerful. I'll call that a day. I'm happy with this video already. So let's keep moving here, you guys. Definitely caught them off guard. We hit. It's nice to have the right mana lineup. We were first. That was a nice gift for us. So let's go ahead here and to our second best of 1 match against Coco Yo-Yo 29. So ooh, double up again. Good mana base. We're gonna play it. And these can kill. You can hit the other Enigmatic with it too. So that's something to keep in mind. And we got a slower deck. A couple things also here with this particular deck. So when you saw that, I could only pull 1 Trawler. It's for the best of 1 version, like it is for this. What's really healthy and nice is obviously we already got 1. I'm debating if I got to go 2 here. I might do that. What's nice in particular is that you do have those cards. But best of 3, you know, you do get a little nervous. I would almost top end another Trawler. That's just me. But some things to think about here. So I need to do the double white. Well, I should have did black actually because I was going to pull a white. That was a misplay on my land base. Now again, a lot of people aren't going to know how to play against this deck. So this is obviously a control deck. So we'll see what we run into here. Now I could have waited. But I'm actually okay with this. We end up hitting just fine. I'm gonna hang on to that. I'm actually gonna drop one of those. Oop, we only need to discard 2, so we'll get rid of 2 lands. They're like, what the heck is this guy doing? He's probably the worst player I've ever seen. Why is he in platinum? take Teffy.
After 1,000 years, I'm getting the hang of this.
I will take Teffy here.
Time to improvise.
I'm debating. This is a hard play for me. I'm debating about Enigmatic, to be honest, or if I kill Teffy. I think I'm gonna go Enigmatic because that's what we're here for today. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna go grab a green. Oh, it was blue. Oh, I screwed up. Now I gotta kill Teffy. Whoops. I deserve that, by the way.
Don't worry, I'll think of something.
I deserve that. I was thinking too fast. Same problem that we had last time, except I got it right last time. I'm gonna pay for it this game. So in the 5-drop slot, though, we had a couple of answers. Potentially, we have. Let me just double check here while I'm looking. So I can go that if I want. I got to go the Triumph, though. It's going to be the better play. I did not have at 4. I really didn't have a lot of good answers, actually. So we're okay there. We're okay there. We would have needed something to get Teffy off the board, and we didn't have it. Elspeth Conquers Death obviously can now. So we could have went that way. And it would have got Treacherous Blessing off, but I'm not too worried about that yet. There we go. That's fine. As long as they don't have another land and a counterspell, we're okay. Uh-oh. They do. They do, they do, they do. Let's see here. Oh, we're still missing that blue. That blue is going to cost me the game. Oh. Painful mistake. I am so sorry, guys. One, two, three. We can pay 3. Well, I'm going to drop this and play Treacherous here. Oh, what do I want to discard? We can keep Agadeems. Let's dump an Enigmatic and show them our hand and dump that. Oh, I don't like dumping that. Elspeth we can dump. I don't want to show them the Enigmatic yet. We'll dump the Agadeems. There we go. All right, we'll see if we get it on. Two, three, 6, 7. Well, we got a few turns. We'll see. Oh, the turn killed me. It killed me not grabbing that blue. Oh, I should have thought through more. See? Can be tricky. Can be tricky.
Let's make this quick. Ideas, like seconds, are fleeting.
1, 2. I need another blue source. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Interesting. Dumped that there. Do I want that one? No. I need a blue.
I do love a good puzzle.
We can pull a few things back though.
I've learned my lesson.
Oh, they gotta use that up. They gotta start moving out what they don't want. The cling. Oh, they're looking.
I'll just come back.
They're looking. Now, we can play Miria's Call too, which is good. Oh, we got it. All right. An awesome best of one. We pulled through even on my mistake of the lands. Important, guys. Like I said, takes a little bit of practice there. But anyway, we kind of got to see how that worked. So pretty sweet. Let's go ahead and play our best of 3 traditional standard rank. There's the Rakdos Escape deck, you guys, that we just ran. #1 deck last season, right towards the end too. So pretty sweet. You guys should go ahead and check that out. Again, with everything else, let's go ahead and jump into it here and see if we can pull off a sweep in best of 3. Now, quickly, as always, Planeswalkers, again, huge thank you. Truly appreciate your support. Looking to hit 10,000 subs this year. Please go ahead and subscribe down there. Make sure you flip on those notifications and like the video if you like it. Like it if you found a deck you enjoyed playing or learned something, or you just enjoy my videos. And additionally, please feel free to like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Twitch. Stay up to date on content like this. Otherwise, support down below as well. All right, we will play first. Ooh, I'm gonna keep it. We go first. We do have the right color makeup to get there, so we're gonna go with it. Let's get a land. We'll take that. Oh, are we playing a mono white deck? We very well could be. We are indeed. Look at that. Look at that. I gotta think. What do we pull at 4? We could pull an Arkansan's Grace. At 4, we can pull Atris. We could pull Pulachronos too, if we want. Let's See, I'm debating if this is the guy that I want to pull right now. And I think we do that. I think we do that. Load up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm actually going to get rid of that one. So we go double white here. So Incarnation. So next turn we can go Omen. I'm gonna go Arcan. Let's grab a white. We can go blue, it's fine. So we could go this too. We don't have the red though. Oh. Oh, I gotta think about that. I gotta think about that. I wanted to get that thing off the board. I probably should have waited. That's all right. They'll get one flyer here. Or do this. Or we can get more value here by doing that. of next end step. Oh, we could play Trawler though. Debating on the draw play here. Could play this. Oh, there we go. Let's get that guy off the board. Ah, there you go. Oh, shoot. Hush. Oh, that's all right. Let me get this guy on. Oh. It's not going to matter when we pull this guy. We do have Menace, though. We'll pull that. Unfortunately, most of our creatures are here. Can't hit anything good with that. We got plenty of cards we can get out of here. There we go. Oh, we got him. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Big board control there. So what do we want? We're gonna want. I don't mind having another trawler. I like the Shatters, and I like the Archons of Sun's Grace. I'm gonna dump Atris. This guy saved me. Slum Samakarum. I'm gonna dump 5 more. Do we want to get rid of? Kenrith is good. I'll keep that. We could have played him. Casket saved us. These are all good. These are good. Oh, what do I want to move out? Drop 1 Treacherous. No, it's worked out well. 1 Elspeth. Let's go 1. And 1 planes. There we go. All right, 80. We got it. Oof. Kurt MTG it is. This is looking pretty good, you guys, so far. Enjoying it. Deck is fun. Very fun. Once you get that thing going, though, it's definitely tough. It is tough. So, all right, Kurt, let's see what we got going on, my friend. I will actually keep this because we got all the mana that we need. We can thin. We got a lot of stuff we can do. So we'll see how quick we can get to what we need to and go from there. So let's then. Oh, there was a shatter. There was a shatter. That's unfortunate.
My fate will not be eroded by the sands of treachery.
They are moving. They are moving. This is tough because I still want to get rid of Basri here.
The sun has befuddled my brain.
So what I need to do is I'm going to block with Skyclave. Oh, I want them to play one more, man. Actually, this will work. Because I'll block here, they'll discard, and then I can wipe the board. Oh, no. That works. So we got the 2 whites. I'm gonna play this. We'll go here. Oh, ouch. Oh, here we go. Oof. And what do I want to do here? I can keep these to cycle, but I want a double blue. So I'm going to actually play this one. So I think... equip. Oh, what a lucky guy. What a lucky top deck. I guess it's fair because I did top deck one. And what is going to happen is we're going to pull a Yorion in anyway. Now let's get our colors going here again. And I'll hit that off the board. Let's cycle. Oh, I don't want to play that yet. There we go. We'll go to 1. Oh my gosh. Oh. Back to 3. We'll save that. We'll save that. I think we're in decent positioning again, you guys, here. Yep, we got it. What a day. What a day. Incredible. We did a sweep to start out the year, my friends. Absolutely incredible. Couldn't have asked for that. It played out any better. Wow. So that is the 4-color Witch Yorion Incarnation deck, Enigmatic Incarnation deck. So let's go ahead here and check it out again. Planeswalkers, if you do got questions or comments, please let me know down below. Here to help. This deck list is available for you down below. It looks like the meta is just right for this. We did it against kind of a, that's the, I think that's more the aggro, Mono White Aggro version. It's different, a little bit different than the life gain. Obviously it had it in there, but it worked very well for us. We hit a broad range of decks today. We were able to pull it off. Obviously having Enigmatic was a big deal. We made it through that last game without it. The sideboarding worked out perfectly. So very happy about that. Again, deck list down below, links down below, questions, comments, let me know, and Discord servers down there. All right, so here's what we got going on. Overall, look and feel, played great today. I like the adjustments. Like I said, I think there's a spot for Doom in this, to be honest. You guys are probably going to hate me if that becomes a thing. I'm not saying it will, but you never know. Doesn't take much to play a couple of these at the top end and change up some of these things, but I really enjoyed the deck. As I said, I think I definitely outperformed both in best of 1 and best of 3 today. I think it runs between a 50 and a 55%, generally like a 52 from what I've seen in best of 1. So very fun. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Cool little combination here. Lots of cool things to play. We got a lot of things to help us maintain the board and scale and grow and do some pretty neat stuff. Again, Planeswalkers, Happy New Year, Happy January. A lot of stuff coming your way. Please stay tuned. Please, again, feel free to subscribe to the channel down over there. Additionally, like the video if you liked it, if you learned something, if you want to play the deck. Love to see that. Great way for us to share. And then additionally, please like me on Facebook. You can follow me on Twitter and Twitch. Stay up to date on daily content like this. Other great ways to support the channel down below, like becoming a patron or a YouTube member, my friends. All right, so let's go ahead and close out the beginning of January 1st here. Super stoked. If the rest of the year is like this, I think I was just on a lucky roll today, or 2 days between the Mythic qualifier and then a clean sweep. So we shook the dice, we rolled really well today, and had a lot of fun. So with that said, Planeswalkers, you take care, stay safe. We'll see you again soon. Stay tuned because we got a lot more things coming your way. Mythras out.